Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the 2128. It's the Tier 9 Soviet SPG. This one's located on the north spawn of Cliff, and it's under the command of Appa561 of OLIMP. Game on! Now, we saw this Arty in action on the Mines map the last time. Let's see how he gets on here. He's got the 203mm howitzer. He stopped at the edge of the cliff there because if he went over too fast, he could damage his suspension, or he can actually give away his position to the enemy. In fact, he did knock this wall over and that bush, and that could be a good reason for the enemy to think he might be there. But he's being very crafty. He's actually knocking down a lot more. So he's making the Arty guess where he might be. They know that he's in the area, they just don't know where. Very crafty, selling them a dummy. Okay, a number of enemy tanks have made it right up to the center line, but it appears only one is going up the hill. Oh, two going up the hill. One of them didn't make it. So it looks like Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water, and Jack got absolutely nuked by an Arty shell coming up. In fact, one of our guys is already up there. Okay. The AMX-30 is the only one who didn't get up. Got a Barask. Now, we're almost loaded. Barasks don't tend to work very well if you hit them with a 203mm howitzer round. Rounds out. Standard reload 37.39 seconds, and Appa561's got 32.12, 5 seconds off the reload. That AMX 5100 is a one shot. Unfortunately, he managed to get away without giving us clues to where he is before we could fire, before we were loaded for that matter. There's a possibility the AMX-30 is still there. And the special event is about to happen. Unfortunately, it means our batch at 12 ton, right up on top of the hill, might be on the receiving end. But in the meantime, we're going to hit this A phase 1. And instead we actually hit the XM57 and got some stun on the A phase 1. It does look like the enemy Arty hasn't really been interested in counter battery. If so, he had the chance, but he never tried. Okay, that's a good spot. We can see the AE phase 1 and a conceiver. They're using the wreck that was left behind to provide cover. Now, can he get the shell over? Yes, I think he can. And he does! And it's a kill shot! And that's Appa561's first kill of the game. Now, it's going to take a few more shots to get rid of this conceiver. He could use some extra HE. In fact, we've just noticed that there's an AMX-30 right up on top of the hill. That's the one we were firing at earlier. And there's the wreck of that batch at 12 ton. Unfortunately, he didn't survive. But it wasn't the raid that killed him. Going for the conceiver. That looks better. Rounds out. Direct hit right on the turret. 322 right on the side of the turret. You can actually see the mark. We're 2 down on the enemy at the moment, but we can still win this one. It's the remains of the bomber. I still keep wondering, will Wargaming take my suggestion that they give some smoke shells to each of the Arties so that they can actually put a smoke screen down for their teammates? It could be useful as an offensive tool or even defensive to try and provide a barrier that stops the enemy from advancing, because they might walk into a trap. It would only require them to carry maybe 5 shells each per game, but it might also reduce... Oh, he's just got killed! He's killed the Swedish Latstrids 120. Yes, it can either use up 5 shells from the ammunition queue, but if he did do that, that might be unfair to some of those Arties which don't have a huge amount of shells, such as the Object 261, or even the T92 HMC, or even the GW Tiger. So it'd probably be better just to give them 5 extra shells, smoke shells. It might reduce the number of shells that they actually fire that are HE. Oh! That was punishing! The Rheinmetall Borsig Waffenträger took a hit, and of course, because it has such thin armor, it just got completely penetrated and taken out the game. The T-30's gone down after numerous shots on him. Unfortunately, though, we're still 1 down to the enemy, and it looks like they had the advantage now. The Conceiver's gone. That equalizes the number of tanks. I still think the enemy has the advantage, though, because unfortunately our Progetto, although he's up on the plateau, he's facing 2 tanks across the way up on the cliff edge, the AMX-30 and the Hori 1. And from their position, well, they can remain unspotted and start shooting our guys. Our IS-3 is in a little corner. He's hiding in there at the moment, waiting for the enemy to be spotted. And of course, the Jagdtiger is very badly damaged. You can see the enemy Arty is lobbing shells in. It's the M53, M55. That's all that remains on the enemy team. And they still have the Barask. And there he is, speak of the devil. Yep, you mention his name and up he turns. Good job I didn't say Beetlejuice. Well, he's up there somewhere. There he is. Didn't take the opportunity. Oh, he snuck up again. Now he's on 1 shot. Unfortunately, it hits the cliff edge. Now the risk is the enemy might spot us. We just lost the Jagdtiger, who's the only one on this side of the map. And the Hori just killed our IS-3. So now it's just the Progetto and Appa561 and 2128. Now they did lose their Barask. But unfortunately, we've just lost our Progetto. And that was a direct hit on the Hori 1. So now it's 1 versus 3. It's Appa561 versus 3 enemy tanks, and they're all going to be coming at him. So he'll probably get 1 chance to kill if he can reload in time. I don't think he will. In fact, now we know the enemy's on the way in. They found us, but they bounced around off us.
We're done for. Everyone get out.
But the Hori 1 didn't, and that was the end of the game. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was well, it wasn't any mastery at all out of that game. All that we managed to get, all that Appa561 did after all of that work, and a 3K loss, was a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, that's exactly what he got. And a win rate of 3,622. It's such a crying shame when you put all that effort in. You get all that damage, all of those kills, but you just don't get anything else out of it. That was Super Unicum Standard. Let's have a look at team score. Well, he got the highest damage on his team, but not the highest damage overall. The Barask on the enemy team picked up a Confederate and 4,467 hit points. Second highest was the AMX-30, who managed 3,155. And after that, it was the E77 who got 3,099 hit points, with Appa561 getting fourth highest damage with 3,073. When it came to kills, he's actually enjoyed second because the AMX-30 managed 5 kills in that game. 3 kills went to the M53, M55 on the enemy team, and also to Appa561. And the Gonkavitska also got 3. And when it came to base XP, we can see it's the enemy team. The Barask came out on top, 1,363 to him, 1,026 went to the AMX-30. And in third place, it was Conceiver with 935. And we can see Appa561 only got 459 from that game. So sadly, no win, no position on the table. But he did get 9 shots fired, 5 direct hits, 2 penetrating shots, and 8 splash. I'm pretty sure one of those penetrating shots was the Rheinmetall Palsy. Let's have a look. There he is. Yes, it was a penetrating shot. Went right through the front of him. 525 hit points from that one. The Latstriv was the other one. 976 hit points from a frontal shot that went right through him again. Going back to the details, we can see that he managed to get 8 splashes as well, 3,073 hit points of damage in total, and 2,548 of that was at more than 300 meters. He received 2 hits, one was penetration, one non-penetration, and no hits by way of splash because the Arty didn't try. He also damaged 7 of the enemy, killed 3, and got 81 hit points of damage assistance and 562 of stun assist off 7 stuns. On a free-to-play account, he earned a loss of 7,411 credits from the game, and he got 459 base XP, but that's all, I'm afraid. Yes, as I said, it was a 3k loss, so he did a lot of work, but unfortunately didn't get anything out of it, and that's mainly down to the fact that his teammates just didn't stay alive long enough. He was certainly getting damage. You can see that from this table. But yes, his teammates weren't exactly very durable. So there you go. A loss on that one does happen every now and then. If you enjoyed that replay, please give this video a like. And thank you for watching.